Hello everyone and welcome to another grocery haul. Today I'm sharing what I picked up to feed my young family of 4. This haul does not include meat since I buy that in bulk from the local butcher every 4 weeks and freeze it. Keep an eye out for product prices, as well as the cost per serve for some of the meals that I have planned for this week. Okay, so I'm actually quite impressed with how well I did this time. This total was $183 and I've got quite a bit in here, and including a lot of veggies and fruit, and the food was only 147 of that total. I got extra couple of things, like I've got some gloves. I had to get dummies again because my son dropped one of his, and he's also starting to put his dummies in his mouth himself, so I can actually just let him have extras in his cot. And I have an extra little system, a drink jug that will be good for when I do some juices or some cordial that I just have left over instead of having soft drink, which I'm trying to cut back on. Over here, I'll start with all of the fun stuff. I have some TV snacks. I have both flavours here. These ones special, half price. So that's the reason I got these. Husband likes the malt ones. I like the original. Well, I like both of them, but I'll have the originals. And then I also have some extra chocolates here. These were better than half price. I think they were like 70% off. Best per unit, which is usually not happening with small ones, but thought I'd get these this time. Once again, like I said last time, we're trying to cut back on chocolate, and these are the 2 chocolate things that we have. So I'll probably be the only one eating this chocolate because my husband's away for the majority of the week. My son will have these rice cakes. These were cheaper per unit than the Table of Plenty ones that I usually get for him, and he hasn't had these ones for a while. They also, I think, better for you. These are from New Zealand, only organic. They're quite nice from what I can remember, and yeah, he's 3, but if you have a young kid, they'd probably like those ones. I also have these Ritz mini crackers, like last time as well. My son will probably have these with cheese. I also have some Vegemite. We're running low. I'm Australian, we eat Vegemite. Peanut butter, this is the best one that I've found. Don't have to put it in the fridge, which is what you usually have to do with a lot of the others. But this one stays in the pantry, and it also holds pretty well. It's quite oily at the top at the moment because it's been sitting there, but if you're using it even just like once a week, it doesn't get that oil set at the top like a lot of the other natural peanut butters do. Anyways, that was quite nice. I usually use that for like a satay or just a sandwich if I'm a bit hungry, a bit peckish. What else do we have? We have rice crackers. My son will probably have those with some cheese or something as well, and then I'll probably have it with a dip. These are peckish. This is gluten-free, and it's pretty good for you considering it's probably got one of the least amount of ingredients in there. There's a little bit of additives in there, but compared to a lot of the others, there's not much. And what else do we have? We have baking powder. I usually use this for cooking. Sorry, not for cooking, for cleaning. But of course I'll use it a little bit for cooking. I also have tomato paste here. This is the Essentials one. It's significantly cheaper, as in it's like $2 compared to the others. And it's literally just tomato paste and salt. That is what I want for my tomato paste. I haven't tried it before, but I'm keen to try that one as opposed to the very salty ones that I usually get. I also have some sourdough bread. My son is starting solids, so I was trying to get the mini one, but they obviously didn't have it, and they've given me a big one instead. So I'll try to get through it, and hopefully we'll do all right. The only thing I'm not too sure of is that it's got a lot of stuff in there compared to the mini one. The mini one had a lot less, but it does have traces of all of the common allergens. Let's just hope that there's nothing in there. I also, like I said, I had these burger buns. I usually get brioche, but this was like half the price. I think it was even less than half the price, so I thought I might try this one instead. Burger buns taste good this way anyway. I just haven't tried this bread before. I have some Parmesan. Instead of buying the Parmesan in the bag, I find that I use less by just grating it myself, or we just do it at the table. It also lasts longer and it doesn't have all of the extra stuff in there. It's just milk, salt, cultures, and enzymes. So it's really not much to it, and it just works better. We use less. We don't just grab a handful and kind of just guess what we're getting. I've also got unsalted butter. I actually didn't realise that so much of the butter comes from different places. This is a product of New Zealand, so hopefully that means that the actual milk is sourced from there. But I probably prefer that than going somewhere else. And it's just a Woolies one. It's only 1 star, but a lot of unsalted butters will probably be around the same quality, I guess you could say, or same health star rating. I probably would prefer a better health star rating, because obviously with the ratings it's about like products, it's not just a general star rating. But it's a good price and it's unsalted, so, and it's obviously only got a few things to it. So I also have this natural yogurt. Instead of buying pouches, I'm trying to have my son use it from a bowl, and he does have a lot of yogurt bowls as opposed to just yogurt pouches, so I thought we might try this way. It also makes it a little bit cheaper than buying the pouches, which are like $3 per unit as opposed to $1 per unit. I've got this capsicum dip, which I'm really keen to try. This is dairy and gluten-free as well if you have any of those allergies, so it's got a little bit of additives to it, but a lot less compared to a lot of others. Yumi's is quite nice anyway, and this is one of my favourite flavours. I have here Waterford's. This was on special as well, and like I said, I'm trying to have less soft drink, so I thought I might try going back into the mineral waters or the sparkling waters as a little bit of a gateway, as opposed to just going cold turkey, because I need to drink more water, and I feel like this is a good halfway point. I also have milk. I have been finding that I drink a lot of milk this time postpartum. It's yucky there. I never really used to have milk, but now I would have like 2 or 3 glasses a day, let alone what else is in all the other products that I have. I don't know, I don't get it. It's just something that's kind of stuck around. It happened pretty much the last trimester, so now I guess I just have a lot of milk. We also have here, we have ice cream. I'll use this in my iced coffees, or we'll just use it with whatever. Usually get the Neapolitan, but I thought I'd just get this one this time. We can just add whatever flavour we want to it. I've got crinkle cut chips. I usually get the super fries crinkle cut. But this time I decided to try these ones. It's cheaper and they have less, I think it's more potato and less oil, I think it is. So I thought I'd try that one. I finally got my pasture-raised eggs as opposed to the free range. I looked this up. This brand, Yellow Mundi Farms, I checked online and it seems as though I actually, face it that way. I checked their website and this ethics organisation's kind of health check website as well, and it seems as though as opposed to using your Woolies or whatever, this is a much better life for the chickens that are being raised. So I thought I might try that one instead. It is more pricier, but this is one thing that I felt I would kind of have my conviction for. So yeah, that's with the Yellow Mundi Farms. I also have this bread. Lasts longer than usual, so it has preservatives in it. However, we just don't go through that much bread, and I already have so much here. Hopefully this lasts. I have oranges here. I'm going to make orange juice. I think it was like $5.90 per bag, and the orange juices are so expensive if they're just pure orange juice. So I thought I might do this, and I'll just do like 1 litre at a time. So I'll do half the oranges with once and then half the next few days, because it doesn't last long in the fridge. I also have these onions here were a 2 for $2 for $4, and that was with that and the carrots. There was also 2 other things that I didn't really want to get, so I just got extra onions and extra carrots this time. I'm going to cut them all up and put them in the freezer. I'm starting to run out of room in the freezer because I'm doing a bit of a stock up of all the extra things that I might just need one time that I might not have in the fridge. I try to have more things in the freezer than in the fridge so that I can have it last longer. And in the fridge there really isn't much compared to the pantry either. I also have my new favourite pasta brand, which is Barilla. I will be making a chicken Alfredo with that one. I only got 2 potatoes this time because it's going to be just my son and I having the potatoes, and he's only small, so he doesn't need a full potatoes worth. And we'll be having lamb cutlets, I think, on Monday. So I'm actually really keen for that because I love lamb cutlets. It's what I usually get when I go out, and we'll just have mash and stuff with that. So I also have lettuce here. It's usually only me that has the lettuce. I usually have it in my sandwiches. I also have cucumber here. This is actually quite small, but I will just use this for cutting up for snacks. Celery sticks, I have that in my, I'm going to have a savoury mince with rice, which is actually quite good and healthy. It's a lot of vegetables, and the rice isn't too healthy, but it is quite filling, and you can kind of get a lot. It's a very low cost meal compared to a lot of others. I have 2 eat now and 2 eat later bananas. My son doesn't really go through them. Hopefully these bananas are right before the time that he wants to have his next lot. I have berries. The berries are quite nice this time, actually. These are the blueberries. So if I can, yeah, they're quite good size. They're quite even, which is always nice. And then the strawberries, they're big, but they look pretty good. I'll have to wash them and see how they turn out. And I have a few apples, 3 apples. I will make an apple puree to go with my youngest's food. Like, I'll just make that for that, and I'll also probably use it for some little oat pops that I make for my son, my older son. He loves them so much. I have 2 avocados. I have 1 eat now, which I'm not an avocado person, but I feel like that doesn't look right. It looks a little bit funny there. And then there's 1 eat later avocado. I'll have to kind of look into what things are supposed to look like for avocados because I don't eat them. That's for my son to try, my youngest to try. He hasn't tried avocado yet. And then I have 2 red capsicums. One of those red capsicums is going to go in an omelette for some breakfasts, and then the green and the red one will go in. I am unsure. I'm trying to remember what I've got. It must have been my Thursday meal, which is an Asian meal, so I'm not too sure. I also have zucchini, which will go in, I can't remember what that one goes in either. I feel like that one will go in my, sausage rolls. That'll be in the sausage rolls. I'm also making sausage rolls. Yeah, so I think I have gone through everything. It looks like it. So that is all of it. Like I said, the full total was $183, and then the food was just $147. So that's a pretty good price. I'm very proud of myself, to be honest, that I was able to get this much with that amount. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.